Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel for kind of a new type of speed build. I really have been wanting to try and make some speed builds in Planet Zoo ever since I heard the game was coming, but when I first tried it in the beta, I ran into so many bugs that I kind of got demotivated for it and decided to just wait for the full game to come out. But when the full game finally was here, I still wasn't really motivated to get going just because, I don't know, the beta scared me a bit. Mostly because it was kind of a bit confusing started to build in this game after only being used to build in The Sims 4. Or actually just in The Sims in general. So yeah, I really struggled to get kind of going in this game and find my way. So to kind of get inspiration going, I started looking at some other gamers who did make builds in this game as well, just to kind of learn a bit more about some tips and tricks on how to build in this game and see what kind of items they prefer to use for some, yeah, all that kind of stuff actually. And now here we are with my first building, or building progress. There are a couple of few smaller builds in this video, of course. Now do keep in mind that I'm still very new to the Frontier games. I did not try Planet Coaster. I hadn't really heard about that game before I heard about Planet Zoo either, so that's a bit sad, I think, but it's just the way it is. And literally everything in this game is completely new to me. That's also why I decided to make this kind of small themed zoo where I can kind of get used to all the different things this game has to offer. So nothing will be really good. I did not use much time on each build that I would have done in The Sims. I used more than 3 hours on a house there, and here I used maybe... Okay, this video might have been footage for over 3 hours plus the, I don't know, 2 to 3 more hours I used on building the scenery around it. But yeah, on all the habitats that are following in the next 2 weeks or something, those I did not use as much time as I would have done if I was taking it fully serious. But yeah, I am planning to build more detailed builds later on, like habitats and stuff like that, but I just need to get a bit more confident with the game first, and the best way to do that was just to try some different areas like the staff and some information centers and stuff like that. Now as for this speed build, and probably the next 3 Planet Zoo speed builds that I will post, they are all pre-recorded. I just have been really busy with exams and schoolwork lately. That's just how it is right before Christmas. So yeah, these are all kind of made over the last few weeks with me just a bit practicing within this game and trying out some stuff. But I just didn't have the time to make them into builds or speed builds until now. So yeah, after my first 4 speed builds, I'm pretty sure I have 3 habitats plus this build or this video. When all those are on my channel, I am hoping to kind of make a bit more advanced and detailed single habitats instead. Or maybe just fill up this zoo a bit more, but kind of use a bit more times in habitats, or yeah, on singular builds. I don't know. Just to kind of try and push myself to be more detailed with it, because I like to be kind of detailed in The Sims 4 as well. So yeah, I kind of miss it with these builds, but it was just really hard, and eventually I was just bored of looking at my own buildings. I didn't really want to use much more time in decorating them this time around at least. Now of course, if you are new here, then very welcome to my channel, of course. I am Serefina, a Pikachu obsessed, proud to be dog mom gamer girl who loves to make speed builds. And if you do like to watch speed builds, then I do of course hope you consider subscribing. I am planning to make more speed builds for this, and I'm continuing my speed builds in The Sims 4, of course. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed already, I hope you consider that. And also remember to click that notification bell so you will get notified whenever I post something new. As for this speed build, it is really kind of messy just because I was a bit all over the place and trying out so much different styles. Or there are just two types of styles in here, rustic and a bit more modern staff building, but still it was a bit more messy than I would usually have done probably. But yeah, it is always a bit tricky to get used to recording another game and trying out different stuff. So yeah, that's also why the intros and outros are also gonna be a bit more clumsy for the first couple of builds, I think. As for this zoo, I was kind of really inspired by a river that I saw in someone's career mode. I did only see that on a YouTube video, and I haven't really played the career mode myself, even though I probably should have to learn more about the game, but I am stubborn. I wanted to build, so I opened Sandbox as one of the first things, and yeah. But I really was inspired by that river, so I wanted to try and kind of play around with river styles for my zoo as well, and that took me multiple hours and it doesn't even look too good, but oh well. But yeah, for the first part, or that is kind of the first part of this video that will not be visible. I did not record me doing the river because I knew when I started to make the mountains that would just take me ages and it would not be fun to look at all because it would just be clumsy and yeah. And another thing that I did forget to film for this video was me trying to cover up the main entrance building. I really don't like the look of that building, the modern vibe. I cannot change it in any way because it is off the grid or off the lot or whatever I should call it, outside the boundaries, and I just didn't really like it. So I tried to build in front of it so it looked like I had built around it, but it is technically just in front of it, but with some trees around it that kind of felt a bit more natural, and it was covered up quite well. So yeah. As for the zoo style, I started out with that modern wood for the staff area, but I really like the rustic look, like this tiny little building here. So that is kind of what I have been bringing along around to the other zoo, or the other part of the zoo as well. And I also wanted to make this zoo for animals that could stand snow. That was kind of the first idea behind it, just to kind of get that Christmas vibe going, but yeah. As for this video, I did not include any snow footage, and for the others I did include pretty few snow footage, I think. I really don't like how the snow works in this game. All I mean with that is that I wanted to have a sunny weather, but that the park is covered in snow, like it would be in real life. But for some reason this is just not possible. You either have to choose for snowstorm or sunny hot day, and this kind of really frustrated me a lot, because just as my own outside today, I live in Norway, it has snow, there's laying about 30 centimeters of snow in my yard, but the sun is shining, and that makes a lot more colorful than just the grey snowstorm that this game offers, and it really annoys me. Now, since the game just wouldn't allow me to do just that, have the park covered in snow, but a sunny day, I rather liked it better to just film it with no snow at all, because it was just too depressing looking with snowstorm, I think. It didn't really pop anything. I mean, I still liked it, that the feature is there, but oh well. For the first time for me filming this and trying to show it off, I just chose summer weather or sunny weather. I don't know. I just don't get it why we can't kind of fix the temperatures ourselves so the snow can be lying there with some sunshine as well, but okay. However, this was just still a learning experience anyway, but besides the river that I don't show and the entrance building, I did also try and build a staff area, of course, which is again a bit less rustic than the rest of the zoo, but I still kind of liked it. It kind of feels like that building is just really new, while the other buildings have maybe been there for quite a while, and yeah. As for the information building that I will be building in a short while, I believe, I really wanted to have some little cute rustic building with one information booth, a souvenir booth, I think I did. It was not the one with the hats, it was the one with all the other stuff. So no balloons, no hats, but the third one, and I can't remember what it was called. And I also put in a toilet in that building. So I was so new to the sandbox mode, I didn't know you could all the stuff you could turn off even before the update, because I filmed this before the update, but still I didn't know it, so I kind of tried to satisfy most of my visitors, and yeah, that's kind of why I placed those 3 objects in there, to just both because I find it looking good, but also to kind of satisfy most visitors. Yeah, and it is of course probably not enough for an entire zoo, but I liked how the building looked, and you can easily kind of replace it in that way that you could have maybe 2 of the same building, but one building will have 2 informations and the other have 2 shops, and if you have 2 of the buildings you have automatically 2 toilets, or two toilet buildings. And then lastly I built this bridge, of course. It is far from perfect. The guest unfortunately clipped through it. Here was also probably where I still hadn't figured out how the paths work. So you have these wedges or whatever they are called, those bits on the side, and I didn't turn those off. And if I had turned it off, I could probably lower the bridge even more. I don't know. It is a learning experience, but I do like how the bridge looked. And I also built, of course, a tiny little shed that you saw me build just behind the information center, above that little waterfall. And I just really liked, or was inspired for that building because of the wooden wheel that I kind of stumbled upon one day. I keep struggling finding it back every time I want to use it or want to look at it, but I really wanted to place something with that, and that's why this little shed got built around it. But of course it is not very realistic. I mean, it isn't really a river, it's just a water, and it's like the wheel is motorized instead. But yeah, like I said, it was just for learning purposes, so yeah, I just wanted to get a feel of the game and have some fun with it. And I almost also forgot to mention as well, I called this zoo a snowy bear park, because of course I wanted to have animals here that could stand the snow and have that Christmas feel, but the bear park part is kind of inspired by a little zoo here in Norway that is literally called the Bear Park. Of course, translated from Norwegian, it makes the bear park. I don't really remember all the animals they have here, because it has been a couple of years since the last time I visited, but it includes, at least outside, quite some Scandinavian type of animals. So of course the bears, but I also think they have the moose and maybe wolves. I don't really remember that one as well. But yeah, they also had this building for reptiles and tropical animals, I believe, and I only remember the snake, some kind of frogs and types of reptiles like that, but also some alligators. So probably a reptile house isn't the right way to call it, but that's how I remembered it. So yeah, this part, or that park, the bear park, is kind of a bit of my inspiration for my own little zoo. I didn't really build off of it. I didn't copy the style, because again I can't really remember the style. But yeah, I did like it for the name especially. That's kind of the biggest part, and I kind of got inspired by that zoo for the bridge as well, because when you enter the zoo you have this wooden logs that kind of raise above the road, so you drive underneath it, and on the one side where you enter it says welcome or something, and on the side that you leave it is kind of a welcome or see you later, welcome back or see you later, something like that. So I did not place the welcome back on the bridge, because I'm also planning to do the habitats the other way around, but I still like the idea that there was welcome standing on it, so that's kind of why that bridge became like that, or but the welcome sign. So yeah, nothing really too realistic in anything here. I'm trying to keep the animals that I place as happy as possible. But yeah, it is really a nice test zoo, a practice zoo, and to just try and understand a bit more about the game. Like I said, I'm way too stubborn to even try franchise mode or career mode. I just jumped straight to the sandbox, and that is probably also why I got pretty much overwhelmed. In the beta too, I tried my best building, but I think the biggest demotivation I got there was when I finally figured out to make a habitat, so kind of just a loop of fence so I could place an animal in it. I tried to adopt animals and the game wouldn't let me do it. I had adopted 2 frogs, I had enough points, both money and the other leaf things, I don't know what they are called, but the credits maybe, so yeah, no matter, I had enough money to buy the animals, but it wouldn't let me, and without animals this game just became really much boring for me. So yeah, that's kind of why it took me months before I really dared to try out the game again. I really needed the motivation by looking at other players too, or other gamers, just to kind of want to play the game again. But right now I'm really happy with it. It worked. I could adopt animals, and I am looking forward to learn more about it and try and be more creative with it, because that is just what I love best. I love it in The Sims, and I'm probably gonna love it here as well when I figure it all out. So yeah. But that's kind of it for now. I don't really have much to tell you about this zoo. I don't think it is very long or very much left before there are some screenshots and some shortcuts or short parts of me filming live, so you can see the waterfalls move, and yeah, it's all very experimental. I will get better at the speed builds as well, just get more control over it, but also try and make better intros and outros and all that kind of stuff. If you are wondering a bit about size and all that, I did always include kind of top view pictures in my Sims builds, and those usually include that you can page down the different floors. You can't do that here as far as I know, so I just make kind of the top view screenshots so you can kind of get a feel of it if you would like to recreate it. Or yeah, I'm not planning to find out how to upload this to the workshop, since it is just a test view for me to learn about this game. But if there is any part of it that you would really like in your game, then just don't be afraid to ask for it. I won't bite, I promise. And I will try to figure out how this whole workshop thing works, because I haven't tried that out since I hadn't really anything that needed to go on the workshop. So yeah, there won't be anything on it for now, but if you want something, I can of course try and place it for you. But yeah, for now I do still hope you liked this build and enjoyed this video, and if you did, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more of my creations, you can always subscribe to this channel, or you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram. For now, thank you so much for watching, and I do hope I see you next time. Bye bye!
Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time.